The greatest lie ever sold, and you buy it daily. What if every limitation in your life, every fear, every self-doubt, every "I can't," was programmed into you without your knowledge? Imagine discovering that your mind has been running on software you never chose, defining who you are, what you deserve, and what's possible for your life. From the moment you were born, others have been planting their seeds of limitation in your subconscious. Parents, teachers, medias, society. These aren't just casual comments, but executable programs taking root and growing into the mental prison that holds you back. Every time someone told you to be realistic or know your place, they were writing lines of code into your mental operating system. These limiting beliefs can become so deeply embedded that they now feel like absolute truths, trapping you in a reality you never consciously chose and may not even be aware of. But before revealing how these hidden programs control your life, ask yourself, have you ever achieved something amazing, felt on top of the world, only to somehow lose it all and end up exactly where you started? That's not by random chance. It's likely not even your fault. That's your brain's servo mechanism in action. Imagine your mind like a thermostat, constantly working to maintain its preset comfort zone. No matter how high you try to raise the temperature, your mental programming will keep kicking in those course-correcting mechanisms, pulling you back to what your subconscious self-image considers your normal level of success, capability, or comfort. The set target zone. Dare you stay until the end, because if you do, you'll discover not just how these programs were installed into your mind, but how to access your mind's source code and rewrite them entirely. What you learn today could shatter everything you believe about human potential. It will also expose information so powerful it was hidden from the masses and locked away in ancient mystery schools, sealed up tightly, only to be shared with those deemed worthy. In 1937, after 25 years studying over 500 of the world's most successful people, Napoleon Hill made a discovery that challenged the foundations of psychology. These high achievers, from Henry Ford to Thomas Edison to Dale Carnegie, shared one crucial trait. It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't talent, it wasn't even hard work or even circumstance. It was their mental programming, specifically their self-image. Hill found the core beliefs these individuals held about themselves were the true source of their success, not any external factors. Their self-image wasn't just a mental construct. It was physically encoded in the structure and function of their brains. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. In the 1960s, a plastic surgeon named Dr. Maxwell Maltz noticed something amazing. After performing life-changing surgeries on his patients, literally transforming their faces, many remained trapped in their old patterns of thinking and behavior. Their outer appearance had changed completely, but their lives stayed exactly the same. Why? Because while their physical reality shifted, their inner programming, their self-image, remained unchanged. No matter how drastically their circumstances changed, their brain's servo mechanism kept bringing them back to their predetermined, normal target of success or fulfillment. Ever wonder why some people seem to effortlessly pull opportunities out of thin air, while others are sitting on a gold mine but can't seem to capitalize on it? Or why people who are so-called naturally skilled at certain things always manage to prove themselves right, while those who struggle with the same tasks consistently reinforce their own limitations? The answer lies in the remarkable power of the subconscious mind and the mental programming that silently shapes our reality. You see, our beliefs about ourselves, our core sense of identity, what we feel we deserve, and the limits we place on our own potential, have a direct and measurable impact on the circumstances we attract into our lives. Those who have trained their subconscious mind to embrace an empowered, abundant self-image are able to perceive and seize opportunities that others simply can't see. Meanwhile, those who are trapped in a mindset of scarcity and self-doubt unwittingly create the very limitations they fear, becoming the authors of their own unfulfilled potential. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you set goals, gotten motivated, made progress, only to find yourself sliding back into old patterns? That's not weakness. That's not lack of willpower. That's your brain's thermostat-like function, the servo mechanism constantly working to maintain its preset comfort zone. It's always working, and it's always 100% on target. Imagine a homing missile locked onto a target. As it flies, it's making tiny adjustments, using negative feedback loops to correct its course and hit its mark. That's exactly what your brain does. It's an advanced guidance system, constantly activating those course-correcting mechanisms to drag you back to the target or deeply held beliefs about yourself. Your self-image. Modern neuroscience has confirmed this at the deepest level. Your thoughts and beliefs physically shape the neural pathways in your brain. The very structure of your mind is molded by the mental programs you run. So when you try to achieve something beyond your self-image, your brain fights back because it's wired to keep you safe within that target comfort zone. But here's the fascinating part. This self-limiting programming isn't a bug. It's a truly magnificent feature. Your brain's constant effort to maintain the target isn't just some glitch. It's an essential life survival mechanism. After all, what would happen if you kept taking extremely huge risks and stretching far beyond your abilities, your current self-image? You'd likely be very disappointed, get hurt, maybe even die. So from your brain's perspective, all that negative feedback, all those voices telling you to be realistic, they're not trying to hold you back. They're trying to protect you. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do, seeking stability, minimizing danger, keeping you within the bounds of what it deems the target zone. The problem is, in the modern world, that survival mechanism has become maladaptive. The risks we face today aren't physical threats, but limitations we've placed on ourselves. And so that same negative feedback that once kept us alive now holds us prisoner, trapping us in lives far below our true potential. Quantum mechanics connection. But here's the truly mind-bending part. Your beliefs don't just influence your actions, they actually shape physical reality itself. Quantum physics has proven the observer effect, showing that consciousness impacts the behavior of subatomic particles. Yes, particles behave differently if they know they are being watched. Think about that for a second. Your thoughts aren't just mental constructs. They are magical reality-forming forces. Thoughts are things. So when you rewrite your self-image, when you plant new seeds of possibility or install new programs in your mind's garden, you're not just changing your mindset. You're changing the very fabric of the world around you. You're literally hacking the code that structures your existence. Let me briefly explain. This isn't about positive thinking, wishful affirmations, or vision boards. It's about systematically dismantling the invisible barriers that have been imprisoning you, and then consciously reprogramming your mindset from the ground up. starting with the self-image and changing the mental thermostat to a new target. It's about hacking the very source code of your reality. To do this, you need to understand the 3 key levels of mental programming that shape your life. 3 levels of mental programming. Core programming. These are the deepest, most fundamental beliefs you hold about your identity and inherent worth as a human being. They define who you think you are at the most essential level. For example, beliefs like I'm not smart, talented, capable enough, or I don't deserve success fall into this category. These core programs shape your entire self-image and perception of your potential. The reason these core beliefs are so powerful is that they become encoded in the very structure of your brain. Through repetition and emotional association, they quite literally become the pathways along which your thoughts and neural impulses flow. They form the bedrock foundation upon which the rest of your mental programming is built. Changing these core programs is the most challenging, but also the most impactful work you can do. It requires unearthing beliefs you've held since childhood, questioning the origins and validity of those beliefs, and then consciously rewiring your neural networks to support a new, empowered self-image. But when you do this deep level of reprogramming, it unlocks a profound sense of freedom and possibility. Permission programming. These are the beliefs you hold about what you're allowed to have, do, or become. They define the boundaries of what you consider acceptable for someone like you. For example, thoughts like, I can't charge high prices, that's only for experts, or I could never start my own business, that's too risky, fall into this category. This level of programming is all about your sense of deservedness. It's the mental software that tells you what you have permission to pursue, to achieve, to desire. And tragically, much of this programming was installed by the well-meaning but limiting beliefs of parents, teachers, and authority figures from your past. Rewriting your permission programming is about challenging those assumed limitations, expanding your vision of what's possible, and granting yourself the freedom to dream bigger. It's about moving from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset and giving yourself the green light to claim the full measure of your limitless potential. Possibility programming. This final level encompasses the specific beliefs you hold about what you're capable of achieving. These are the mental scripts that dictate how high you're willing to aim, what kinds of goals you're willing to pursue, and what you consider to be realistic outcomes for your life. For example, thoughts like, I could never make 6 figures, or changing careers at my age is impossible, reflect limiting possibility programming. These beliefs create a narrowly defined box around what you view as achievable, trapping you in a life that falls far short of your true possibilities. Rewiring your possibility programming is about dissolving those perceived limitations, expanding your internal vision of what you can accomplish, and fueling your ambition with a deep sense of confidence and deserved expectation. It's about shattering the glass ceiling you've been unknowingly holding yourself to, and allowing your life to ascend to undreamed-of heights. Practical steps for reprogramming. To systematically dismantle and rebuild these 3 levels of mental programming, here's another 3-step process to drill it home. Awareness. The first step is to become intensely conscious of your current programming. Pay close attention to your self-talk, your assumptions, your instinctive reactions to new opportunities. Where do you reflexively tell yourself, I can't, or that's not for me? These are the mental scripts you'll need to rewrite. Questioning. Once you've identified the specific beliefs and limitations you want to change, the next step is to rigorously question their origins and validity. Where did these ideas come from? Are they actually true, or are they just long-held assumptions? What evidence is there to support them or to contradict them? This process of deep inquiry is crucial because it allows you to loosen the neural pathways that have been reinforcing these programs. You're essentially hacking into the source code and disrupting the automatic responses that have been governing your life. Reconstruction. The final step is to consciously rebuild your mental programming from the ground up. This involves crafting new, empowering beliefs to replace the old limiting ones. It means vividly envisioning yourself embodying the identity, deserving the abundance, and achieving the possibilities you desire. The key here is consistency and repetition. Just as your limiting beliefs were painstakingly encoded over many years, your new mental programs will need time and focused attention to take root. But as you persist in this process, you'll begin to notice real, tangible changes emerging in your outer reality. Let's dive a little deeper into what this reprogramming process might look like in practice. Say, for example, your core programming included a belief like, "I'm not smart or talented or capable enough." That's a deeply entrenched program that has likely held you back in countless ways. To start rewiring that, you'd first need to become acutely aware of when and how that belief manifests in your thoughts and behaviors. Perhaps you notice yourself reflexively shrinking back from opportunities, or instantly dismissing ideas as too difficult for you. These are the trigger points you'll want to target. Next, you'd need to question the origins and validity of that core belief. Where did it come from? Was it something a parent or teacher told you long ago? Or is it just an assumption you've been making about yourself? What evidence is there, really, to support the idea that you lack intelligence or talent? Be ruthlessly honest in this self-inquiry. Finally, you'd replace that limiting belief with a new, empowered self-image. You might craft an affirmation like, "I am intelligent, capable, and worthy of success." But you must vividly visualize yourself excelling at the very tasks you once thought were beyond your abilities. The key is to repeat this new program consistently, embedding it into your neural pathways until it becomes your default operating mode. Let me expand on that concept in more detail, as it's the key part of the reprogramming methodology that can often get overlooked or left out on purpose. The reason visualization and mental rehearsal are so powerful is that the subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between reality and vividly imagined experiences. When you consciously create a detailed, emotionally charged mental picture of your new desired self-image or goal, your brain begins to treat that imagined scenario as if it's really happening. This is what the legendary Dr. Maxwell Maltz called the theater of the mind, an inner mental cinema where you can direct the movie of your future self-image, success, happiness, and fulfillment. The more you practice this, the more your subconscious mind accepts the new mental programs you're installing, and the more effortlessly they begin to manifest in your physical reality. For example, consider the incredible feats accomplished by historical icons like martial artist Bruce Lee, golfing legend Arnold Palmer, and Olympic champions across a variety of sports. These individuals all harnessed the power of the subconscious mind and the theater of the mind technique to achieve superhuman levels of skill and performance. It's also a hidden secret for most high-performing sales professionals. But we'll save that for another discussion. Let's say one of your core limiting beliefs is, I'm not smart or capable enough to start my own business. To rewire that program, you wouldn't just repeat affirmations like, I am smart and capable. Instead, you'd craft a vivid mental scenario where you see yourself confidently running a thriving company, making decisions, managing a team, closing deals. You'd imagine the sights, sounds, and feelings of this new reality in as much detail as possible. Where are you working? What does your office look like? How do you carry yourself with poise and authority? How do clients and employees respond to you? The more real you can make this mental movie, the more powerfully it will imprint on your subconscious. And the key is to revisit this imagined scenario regularly, like watching the same inspiring film over and over. With repetition, this new mental program will gradually override the old limiting beliefs, reshaping your self-image at the deepest level. Your brain's servo mechanism will then work as it should to bring your external circumstances in line with this expanded sense of identity and possibility. This process takes time, focus, and persistence. But as you systematically dismantle these three levels of mental programming, core, permission, and possibility, you'll begin to experience a profound liberation. Doors you thought were closed will suddenly swing wide open. Opportunities you once dismissed as unrealistic will start presenting themselves, and you'll awaken to just how boundless your true potential really is. And remember, your beliefs don't just influence your actions. They actually shape the very fabric of physical reality itself. Quantum physics has proven the observer effect, showing that consciousness impacts the behavior of subatomic particles. Your thoughts aren't just mental constructs. They are strong reality-forming forces, good or bad. So when you rewrite your self-image, when you plant new seeds of possibility in your mind's garden, you're not just changing your mindset. You're changing the world around you. You're hacking the code that structures your existence, becoming a conscious co-creator of your circumstances, rather than an unaware bystander taking it at surface level. You may notice the proverbial pen has always been there, but now you will awaken and see how you can use it to rewrite limiting false beliefs and overwrite faulty programs. This isn't just about success or achievement. This is about true liberation. Freedom from the invisible programming you never chose in the first place. Freedom to write your own code. Freedom to create the life you were born to live. It's about becoming a reality hacker, self-mastery of your own reality. If this process of mental reprogramming resonates with you, I invite you to do 3 things. 1. In the comments, share one limiting belief you're ready to uproot and replace. Claim your freedom. 2. Subscribe to this channel and join our community of thinkers and reality hackers. Together we'll explore the frontiers of human potential. 3. Hit the like button to share these thoughts with more seekers like yourself. It's a sign to the algorithm to push it to more like-minded individuals who may need to hear these truths. Truth seekers like you. Until then, keep questioning, keep growing, and never miss a chance to elevate your thinking. The power to reshape your reality has always been within you. It's on you to claim it.